Hey everybody, and welcome to the mid-month check-in on what lessons we've learned and what lessons we still need to learn for October 2025 for the collective. As always with these, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm playing with the Infinity Oracle deck today. If you'd like a personalized read, my link will be in the description below, and if it's not, please feel free to comment. As always with these, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, donate. If you'd like to donate, Cash App, MetaPay, Venmo, or PayPal. Ask for the information below, please, if you'd like it. So we have Dark Night of the Soul. So a lot of us are learning through Dark Nights of the Soul, through a lot of dark experiences, through negativity, worry, fear, anxiety, insecurities, discomfort, disloyalty, blind commitment, lack of commitment, fears of trust, fears of the unknown, fears of not being good enough, fears of succeeding and of failing at the same time. There seems to be like a lot of darkness clouding over you, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of not wanting to move unless you know everything, and that's hindering your progress. Or you're moving in the dark despite what you know, and that's also messing with your progress. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it does impact you and how you think because of how you're choosing to perceive things. Working on your perceptive bias, working on your laws of perception would be wise. Finding out where you're mirroring can help too. Mirroring exercises, mirroring techniques, either covering your mirrors in protection or mirror scrying in a way that is very helpful or boundary setting. Protect yourself if you do the mirror scrying though. Messages from spirit are coming through, and you need to learn what they are, who says what, why they said what they did, how what they say is impacting you. You need to be able to sit with what they say, even if you don't like what you hear, just to make sure that you heard correctly without jumping to conclusions, jumping the gun, jumping into assumptions, because that assumptive bias is going to be a killer. It looks like mirroring is a very valid lesson for the month that we are both learning and have learned in the past. Mirroring exercises can be anywhere from a theatrical view to reading energy and just giving back what other people give you, whether they see it that way or not. This is especially true for like dark empaths or dark telepaths or those that exhibit a lot of like dark triadic behaviors or dark triadic thought processes, we'll say. It looks like messages from spirit because of the Dark Night of the Soul or due to a Dark Night of the Soul is happening. So asking your guides about how to get through this impasse, get through this stalemate, get through this Dark Night of the Soul. Because it's always darkest before the dawn, which means if it's a Dark Night of the Soul, then the brightness is just around the corner. Sometimes we're either closing our eyes and refusing to see it, or it's just too blinding for us to actually want anything to do with it. There seems to be some form of message coming in from the spirit surrounding reflectiveness or deflection, surrounding your protection, your banishment rituals, your exorcisms, your letting go or lack thereof, your fears, your hopes, your dreams. There's a lot of hot and cold behavior as well throughout the entire month, basically, especially right now. You're hot and cold because of the Dark Night of the Soul, though, so it's completely understandable, but you can't allow that to be who you are. You have to separate yourself from that title or that label or that the feeling. Hot and Cold is also a song by Katy Perry that might be explaining in a parallel or in a empathic, telepathic way of what's really going on beneath the surface. It looks like you may be truthful in some areas and misunderstanding in others. It may be that you understand what is said, but then you become too hot-headed to hear it straight, or you become cold and distant and you start to act like shutting down or crashing out, or think of it like a nicotine withdrawal in a sense. Like, you understand to an extent, but you don't care enough to act on it. There's a lot of inner child healing that needs to happen. that is happening, that will happen, surrounding your dark night of the soul. And that inner child healing will help you with messages from spirit. And the messages from spirit about your hot and cold behavior will help you heal your inner child by mirroring your dark night of the soul back at you. So as above, so below, as within, so without type of rhetoric here. Now, not everybody believes in the same kind of rhetorics, so take it what I say with a grain of salt, please. It does look like there's a lot of healing needing to happen because of hot and cold behavior, because of indecisiveness, because of imbalance within yourself and within how you've been come to raise versus how you truly are on a soul level. Anarchist views, communist views, fascist views, neo-Nazism views. There's a whole plethora of different viewpoints that are pulling up that we all need to work on. It's time to regain balance. Time to regain balance. So what this means is we need to find where we are acting differently than we're saying, or saying differently than we're thinking. We need to refine our thoughts. We need to refine our choices. We need to refine our magnetism. Law of attraction and law of magnetism is going to be important here, along with the correspondence laws. Learning these basic principles will help you alchemize a lot of better results and help you manifest a lot easier with your healing journey. Now, in order to regain balance, you must be able to deal with the mirroring of your dark night of the soul. And to do this, you'll have to be open to messages from spirit regarding inner child healing. And then you've got to work on this right here, the hot and cold, because you can't just be hot and cold about everything. Hot and cold could also mean disassociation or bipolar or mental health concerns or comprehension skills or leaving executive mindset to emotional mindset and back. It's not necessarily like within emotions. It could be your mindset, it could be your spirit, it could be your soul, it could be your emotions, it could be your feelings, it could be your physical body, it could be pretty much anything. And just like the options are endless, and yet you feel so limited. Looks like healthy boundaries are your last lesson here. So learning what healthy boundaries are, exerting those healthy boundaries, enforcing those healthy boundaries even on yourself, and allowing yourself to change the boundaries as they're needed, loosen up where they need to be loosened up, tighten up where they need to be tightened up, find out what's non-negotiable, what exceptions are, how many times you're willing to put up with things before you insert the paradox tolerance, or the tolerance paradox, or however you want to describe that. It looks like there's a lot of balance to be regained once you set those healthy boundaries and once you enforce those healthy boundaries. Because healthy boundaries is going to allow that hot and cold to heal. It's going to allow messages from spirit to flow freer. It's going to allow for inner child healing. And the mirroring of the dark night of the soul will show you exactly where you are, exactly where you need to be, and exactly how far you've come. Objects in the Rearview Mirror by Meatloaf keeps popping in my head as well as another song that might help manifest some desires or help you with your journey. It also looks like there's a lot of happiness and comfort in doing things that you once thought were fun, that you may have been called childish or may have been called immature for doing, including like watching movies or playing video games. Like, for example, I watched Blue's Clues the other day, and I enjoy Blue's Clues. So just giving examples. Learning through children's shows, learning through games, learning through many different things. As Bruce Lee has said once or twice to me, you can learn a lot about somebody by just watching them and observing. So learning via the laws of observation will also be beneficial and help you impact your journey. But I wish you guys luck in the Dark Night of the Soul, as I am in the same boat here. And I hope that it goes well for you. As always with these, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I hope to see you back on the lessons learned video as well as any other video that I've posted. Thanks for joining.